another installment in our online at-home series for learning Jiu-Jitsu and getting a good workout stretch while we're at it. So today we're going to work on some more principles from the guards. Before we do, let's make sure we get good and stretched out. So let's start out popping up onto your feet. Okay, keep your feet about shoulder width apart. Feet about shoulder width apart. Push your butt out behind you, hands on your hips, chest out. Reach forward with your chest. It's okay for your knees to be slightly bent, toes facing forward, heels in line with your toes. Hold at the halfway point. Deep breath. Reach your chest forward as far as you can. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Fold down. Reach towards the floor with your chest. Grab your elbows. Let your head hang down. Deep breaths. Keep your head down and keep your heels flat, but move your weight around onto your feet a little bit. Deep breaths. One more breath. Breathe out and roll your way up, starting with your lower back first. Reach up as high as you can. Fingertips together. Breathe in. Keep your feet flat on the floor. Push your left side out. Stretching out the side of your body. Deep breaths. One more. Let it out. Go all the way to the other side. Back to the center, hands out by your side for balance. Stand as tall as you can with your head. Pick your left foot up and point your toes, and then lower yourself down to about halfway. If you need to put your fingertips on the floor, that's fine. Or lower yourself down as far as you can where you're just keeping your balance. Try to maintain a calm, deep breath. One more breath here. Back up. Sides, tall as you can. Point your toes on your right foot. Halfway down. over to your back. All right. I'm going to place my right foot on top of my left knee. And then I'm going to reach under my legs, through my legs, and grab the fronts of my left knee and pull it in. A few deep breaths here. One more deep breath. Exhale, release, switch sides. Just gently stretching and opening your hips. With each breath, try to breathe deeper. One more breath. Exhale, release. Rock up. Swing your feet back behind you. Hands just below your chest. We're going to push all the way up and go back into the 4-point stance, feet about shoulder width apart. Really reach out with your arms. And as you do, you're pushing your hips back as far as you can. Bend your knees, get your knees close to the floor, chest close to the floor. Push up and then circle back to the starting position. Try to time it with your breath. Deep breaths. As low as the floor as you can. One more. Hop to the front. Rock back onto your back. Let's do some crunches. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Legs are going to go apart. Try to let your hips open up. Let gravity pull on your legs a little bit. Just let it pull on those hips so you get a gentle stretch. sit up and we're gonna choke. So do some sit-ups from this position while your hips remain stretching. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sit up. It's time. We're going to balance on our hips. If you need to put your hands back behind you for assistance, you can do so. Try to lean back and keep your balance. Go back as far as you can without letting your back touch. Knees into your chest. Steady breath. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. Set your feet back down. Stretch. Deep breaths. Hands on the floor, right by your sides. Legs are going side to side as we balance on our hips. So we're doing some guard work. We're going to be warming up our stomachs a good bit and getting used to moving our hips, loosen our hips. Keep it up, keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Let's go back to our backs for a few reps. We're going to execute the hip drill, the in-place hip drill that we worked on a few classes ago. So if you did a few classes ago, you know what we're doing. If you didn't, you can follow along with me. This is an important escaping movement for Jiu-Jitsu. Don't want my feet too close to my butt. I just want them underneath my knees. Feet nice and flat, not on my toes. Nice and flat, okay? From this position, I'm gonna lay one leg flat, just so that I train myself not to use it. I'm gonna be using one leg. This is called my driver leg. This is the leg I'm gonna drive with, or my planting leg, okay? It really doesn't do much driving. Remember, this movement is more pushing your chest down than it is pushing with your leg. So your foot stays flat on the floor, okay? Hands by your face. Reach your chest up towards behind you, okay? And once you reach your chest up toward your chin, you're gonna roll away from your planting leg, your driver leg. So here's my planting leg on my right, so I'm gonna turn to my left. When I turn to my left, my chest is gonna push down and my hips will go up and my leg becomes straight or straighter. Then I'll pull myself back down using my feet, and then I repeat on the other side. Plant, dead leg with my right leg, hands by my head, reach up with my chest onto my side, all the way on my shoulder, not halfway, all the way on my shoulder. Drive down with my chest, hips up. Go back. Now, if you want to make it a little bit more advanced, and you're able to coordinate that part, remember, let's use our top arm to push, to press the stiff arm, okay? Driver leg, my right leg's my driver leg, my right arm's gonna be my stiff arm. So, reach up on your side, push, and back. There shouldn't be a whole lot of exercise in this drill, but it's a good movement and a good warm-up. It just gets your body really stretching out and then crunching. Stretching and then coiling. Stretch, coil. Stretch, coil. Stretch, coil. Push for that top arm. Develop that habit, and develop the other habit of keeping your hand close to your neck. We got to protect our neck. We got to protect our face. Very nice. Back to your butts. Rocking, rolling, massaging the back muscles, the spine. Try to not do too much chopping with your feet. And try to build some momentum and make sure you're not hitting the ground. That you're rolling on the ground and you're not choking yourself with your own weight. 3, 2, 1. Up kicks. So this time we're going to go up, kick, boom. Reach high, get up on those shoulders. All the moves in today's class are going to be designed to where you can do them safely in your own home with a little bit of space. Hard floors, soft floors. We're not going to be falling hard or anything. This is just an at-home class for those of you who don't have the luxury of mats. We're wanting to train. We can still get better. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, legs up, feet together. Lower them slowly towards the mat. Get your chest, your upper back off the mat. Lower them slowly, slowly to where they're a few inches off the ground. Breathe. Think about how productive your training session is going to be. We're going to push ourselves mentally a little bit. We're going to practice safely. My goal is to make my partner better here, not to destroy them. We're going to do this together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very nice. All right, we're going to start some of our drills. My partner is going to be on her back, on her knees. I'm going to be on my back. And very simply, I'm going to start with my guard close, okay? So my legs around my partner, my ankles crossed. We're going to hit just a few sit-ups from here, all right? And then we'll practice doing some moves. Again, we're not going to be tapping each other out and stuff because I want you guys to be able to do this in the safety of your own home. And I also want you to develop some trust with your partner. Take the ego out of today's training session. We're just learning. We're going through the motions. If we were fighting
We would be throwing punches, but not actually not making contact. That's what today's goal is. So I'm going to be sitting up, pulling with my legs, reaching both arms off to the same side, trying to get my armpit to my partner's shoulder. So once I'm here, I'll sit up, both arms, here. Keep going. Pull with those legs. Get all the way up. Reach with that top arm. Get a little twist. A little turn. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch with your partner. Postured up, hands on the floor. Partner's going to begin. Primarily reach with your top arm. Keep your outside arm kind of close to you. Very good. If you're on top, be a good base for your partner, and try to keep your head up and try not to fall forward. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good, very nice. All right. Now, getting back in that same position, we're going to exercise that drill with a little bit more technique. Okay? And we're going to do what we call like an elbow push, okay? So I'm going to start out by grabbing my partner's wrists. I'm going to plant my elbow on the floor and I'm going to push off my elbow. So I want to make sure my elbow's on the floor here so that her hand can't come forward. Try to make your hand come forward. I want to stop her hand from moving this way, okay? But I also want to be ready to catch her hand. It's easier to get somebody's arm if it's further away from their body. So if her arm starts to get to the outside, it gets away from her where it's easier to attack. My goal to attack the arm is to get this hand out here because I can get it loose and she can't protect it. If it's in close, it may be hard to budge. So, when I sit up, I want to make sure my palm is on her wrist, okay? I can grab with my thumb, at least to start with, right? If you want to use the false grip, that's fine too. Either way's fine. But I'm going to put my elbow on the floor, push off my elbow, come up, and I want to get around this grip. Now you'll notice, keep your arm nice and straight. It's hard to lock my hands together. I want to lock my hands together, all right? But in order to do that, what I do is I add a little extra step. I just hook, here's her elbow, okay? I want to hook just above the elbow with my wrist. Like I make a little wrist hook. So that's what we're going to work on, a wrist hook. It's kind of like you're playing the violin. I think we worked this a little bit last week. Wrist roll is what we call it. So I wrist hook the elbow and I try to roll her elbow forward with my wrist. That makes it easier to connect my hands once you roll that elbow forward, okay? Now to gain strength in rolling that elbow forward, as I roll the elbow, I'm gonna lay back and then I'm gonna connect my hands. Right there, okay? And we'll go back. I can do that, I'm gonna do that same side several times, okay? So grabbing the wrist, sitting up. Now, when I go for the Kimura, I don't want the shoulder in here. See how you can see her shoulder? I want to be in front of it a little bit. Okay, so you can't see her shoulder. Again, hard to connect my arms, especially if my partner was a lot bigger. My partner's not bigger than me, and I have long arms, and I'm having a hard time getting it. But when I come down here, a little bit easier, and when I do that wrist roll, look how much room I've got now. I can reach past my hand. Careful not to hurt your partner, If your partner feels uncomfortable, they'll go ahead and tap you. Make sure you tap where the camera can see. So she's gonna tap if she just feels uncomfortable. But I'm not gonna crank it. To crank it, I would twist her hand behind her back and I would utilize just a few movements. But what we're practicing is just latching our hands together. Okay? So, hand on the wrist. If you need to make it easier to get that hand on the wrist, look how I move my body a little bit. Whoop, my arms straight. Elbow push. Now with my elbow on the floor, if she tried to drive me flat onto my back, it would be hard. Catch with the wrist, roll it, lay back, grab your own wrist. And let's repeat. Elbow, when you get that grip lock, make sure that elbow is close to your chin. Should be her arm should feel very weak and vulnerable. That elbow can help a lot of you guys get up. Just hook with the wrist, don't hook too deep. Just hook with the wrist. Roll it, then send it through. I just keep my fist closed when I'm doing that wrist roll to encourage me not to grab too early. Okay? Keep it nice and closed. Let's do some on the other side. Trapping the wrist. So, pushing down on the wrist. Push down, your head will kind of move away. That'll lock your arm out. If you stay over here, it's kind of hard to get your arm straight. I got long arms, so I kind of got to move a little bit. Your arm's harder for her to resist when it's locked out. Keep your fist closed right here. Roll it, lay back. Okay, look how my elbow's pointed up. Lock them. You got them. Go back. Notice this feels kind of lazy, but extremely powerful. Jiu-Jitsu should feel kind of lazy. It's Jiu-Jitsu, Ju means gentle. And I should be able to do these moves in a gentle, easy, effortless way. Make sure you're connecting those hands real good. You don't want to get here and then just barely connect your fingertips. Get a big hand on there. Wrap your fingers all the way around. Several reps. If you get the hang of it and you want to try some faster, just make sure you don't miss a step now. Make sure you don't try to connect your hands too early, like this, because then you won't get your fingers together very good, and it'll be hard, especially if your partner's resisting, to get your fingers together. Very nice. Try to complete at least 10 on each side, and then switch with your partner. All right, now we're gonna look at sort of linking a few of the things together that we did. We've been relying on the safety of our close guard, keeping our legs closed with our partner. We're going to start to open it a little bit, and we're going to play a little game with our partners. Okay? So to start with, you know what does my guard allows me to attack from the bottom, but it also allows me to protect myself. It allows me to protect myself from strikes, to make myself long. So I'm gonna keep my hands by my head, okay? Sometimes when your partner sits all the way up, maybe you got short legs, or maybe you let them get all the way up and it's in a fight, you don't have to sit up like that, you can just be back like that, okay? Once they're there, they can land hard punches. It can be dangerous for me to reach my hands towards my partner because she might land a blow to my face. Boom! Okay? In a real situation. So instead, I'd like to keep my hands close to me, and I'd like to pull my partner down like we worked on last week. Okay? But what we're going to do now is work on some movement. We're going to take the punches out of it for right now, and we're going to work on opening our guard. So maybe I can't keep my guard closed because my legs are too short. Maybe my partner's trying to punch me. Maybe I want to try to get up. It's harder to get up with crossed feet. So I'm going to open my feet. Okay? When I open my feet, I need to always be trying to push my partner away from me by stomping my feet. Okay? Now, if I can get anything between my partner and I'll begin to do so. What I start to do, okay, is I start to move onto my side and bring one knee in between me and my partner. When I do this, it makes it hard for my partner to get close to me. So if she tries to get close to me, go ahead. You'll notice that my knee is in her chest, keeping her far away. All right? And it makes me very long. She drifted me up onto my side more naturally by picking my knee up. I don't want my knee to go across her chest, but my body to be flat. Okay, so what we're going to do is get reps bringing our knee across the chest. So let's go back. So just have a seat on your knees and sit on your butt or on your heels. Yep. So our partner's going to sit on their heels. They're going to stay there. They're not going to move for the purpose of this drill. To start with, we're going to work on not putting our feet on the floor and trying to move in such a way by kicking my legs up and down to slide my knee across my partner's chest. Then I'm going to stretch out. Then I'm going to move to the other side. 1, 2. 1, 2. Just like this. Let's get some reps. Make sure you're all the way up on your side. Make sure your hands are by your face. We're going to use this in a minute. Make sure your knee comes to the front. My feet slide back to where both of my feet are the only things close to my partner's body. That puts me further away. I don't want to be way over here. Then when I move to this side, you'll notice this foot slides back too. It's just like a little spur that sets into her hip, so it slides back. Keep going. Let's rent this out. One side, other side. Get your spurs going. Get your hands close to your face. You can do one hand close to your face and bring your top arm out, just like hip drill. This is much like hip drill, but you're not using your feet on the floor and you're using a partner. Keep going, breathing. Keep going. Try not to put those feet on the floor. Keep your body coiled and move smoothly from one side to the other. Very nice. Breathe. And switch. From a little different angle. So you're sitting back, partner opens her legs, they're pushing you away. All right, so make sure you push into the bottoms of your feet like you're standing on an invisible wall. This makes you get a little bit of a grip on your partner with some pressure. She's gonna move off onto her side and bring her knee up. Don't let your knees get close together because then your partner's chest can get real close. Keep those knees apart so that you have a wall here in front of your partner if they were to go reach for you. And then you'll continue to the other side and try to be smooth. Keep going. You can lean on your partner a little bit if you're on top. See, I'm just kind of pressing forward. Practice switching sides. Make sure those knees don't get too close together. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Looking good, looking good. going, keep going, keep going. Faster, smoother. Practice switching sides. Three, two, one. All right, let's make this drill a little bit more fun. So now that you've got the movement down, let's do it while we're trying to punch each other in the face. Not really, but we're gonna be trying to tag each other with some hands here. So she's gotta start with her hands chambered, all right? So this is the point of the drill. She's gotta start here. She's not allowed to reach out and feel like this and keep them out here, okay? She's got to chamber and then she's got to tag. Chamber and tag. So every time she misses, she's got to go back to here before she can swing again, okay? Now my job, if you keep your guard closed, you're probably going to get tagged a lot. If you get tagged, okay, remember how many times you get tagged because we're going to do some push-ups for it. But your job is to keep your hands by your face. You can use your hands, but if you only depend on your hands, you're going to get whacked a lot, okay? And again, we're not trying to whack each other. We're just trying to tag each other. Make sure your fingers are close together so you're not poking each other in the eyes, okay? But you're just trying to tag your partner's head, all right? Forehead, top of the head, that's what we're looking for. Not the face, not the chin, okay? If you tag the chin, you tag the face, remember that too because they'll have to do push-ups, all right? So we're going to start with your knees, both knees pinched on your partner's chest, okay? Now your partner's allowed to crawl around to the sides, okay? They're allowed to move left and right and forward. They're not allowed to back up, because if she backs up, then I would start to put my feet on her. That would be the next stage. We're working on the knees. So she's keeping me pinned, okay? She's gonna try to tag my face, go ahead. I'll keep my hands here to intercept. Trying to keep my knee to hold her off, try to smash me. My knee's holding her off a little bit. May have to switch sides. Making myself very hard to hit. Keep that knee pointed up. Don't let your knees get smushed together. If you're on top, try to smush your partner's knees together. If you can pinch your partner's knees together, then you can tag them in the head pretty easily. Yep, because you can get up a lot higher. You don't have to deal with that knee. Keep going. Try to be sticky with your knees. Sometimes you'll have to go back to this double knee position, and then you'll move out onto your side. Got to keep your feet on your partner, or your spurs on your partner. It's just a fun game. You're just kind of like kung fu blocking. My shins may be making my partner uncomfortable a little bit. Partner on top, if you're not having much success, you need to be trying harder. Go ahead and school me on the camera. I'm going to try to fake a little bit. I'm going to try to be tricky. We want to try to do this drill. Whoa, got close on that one. We want to try to do this drill for about 2 minutes on each side. Now, if I were to keep my guard closed, watch how long I would last. Ready? Go. See, I'm already getting touched. It's kind of hard for me to be fully protected from there. We really have to learn to open our guard, at least to control the distance. So pause the video and have both sides complete for 2 minutes at least, or to your liking. All right, real quick, we're gonna move on a little bit. So using the guard to protect yourself, great. But what happens if they come around your guard, or what happens? And we're gonna do some different things. We did some previous classes where we dealt with our partner being on top of us and they're around our guard in the side control position, like this. But, you know, there's a lot that goes on from this position to this position. In order to get from this position to past my legs, you know, she's got to get around my legs. She can go over or under my legs, whatever. But she gets around to the side, and then she has to get her body on me and get control of my head to hold me down. A lot of things that can go on from here. And we're going to learn how to negate some of those things with a couple drills. All right? So, let's begin the drill with this. My partner is going to begin by placing her elbows on the mat. And again, today's emphasis is on keeping our guards open. That means keeping your feet from crossing or locking onto your partner. Because again, remember that this does, as long as your feet are crossed or locking onto your partner, you cannot get up. You can't get out from underneath your partner. You're holding yourself here. Okay? It can be both a good thing and a bad thing. So remember that. And you won't be able to close your guard on everybody. Great for buying yourself time to think and breaking posture down and all that kind of stuff. Holding in attacks and not letting them get away from the chokes. All that stuff is good. But we're going to open our feet for the purpose of the drill. Now, my partner is going to get a lot of practice too. Her elbows are going to go on the floor. Okay? Her head is going to look away from the side that she's going to pass to. When she looks to her right, okay, then her left shoulder kind of finds the middle of my belly. Okay, so she moves her head out of the way and puts her shoulder in the center. Now what she's going to do is she's going to balance on that shoulder and she's going to hop gracefully to the other side. Okay? So she's going to hop around my leg. So go back, and I want you to hop as high as you can, almost into it. High and slow as you can. So she's going to hop. Go ahead. Whoop. To the other side. All right? Now, that's a great way. She just tackled me. Boom. She hops to the other side. Remember that her next step is to get control over my head. Okay? And we're going to look at that in a minute. But for right now, what I want you guys to do is we're going to do a couple hops. So let's switch positions. You're going to practice. It's kind of hard to hop around your partner's legs and keep them down. You want to put your feet on the floor? It's hard to hop around your partner's legs and keep them down when you're looking at the side that your legs move over to. It's kind of hard to hop very good, okay? And keep your weight on it. So make sure you look away, and then you balance on your elbows a little bit in your shoulder and try to see if you can hold it for a few seconds. If I'm looking to my right, I'm going to hop to my left. And then I'm going to go back. I'll look the other side. Go back. Look to the other side. Go back. Look to the other side. Go back. Try to slow it down. Try to be graceful. Make sure you're switching your head whenever you switch sides. Switch your head. Switch sides. Stay tight to your partner and keep your head down. Make sure there's a lot of weight onto their belly. Very nice. Switch sides. Feet on the floor. Partner on bottom. We're just going to be a dummy for now. This is only part of the drill. Go ahead. Hopping. Switch sides. And if you want to go ahead and get your side mount grip, that's fine too. You can grab the head and under the arm, and then you can go back. Let your body just slide. Hop, slide, head control, underhook, back down. Try to keep your balance. Work on your balance and work on your gracefulness by trying to jump a little bit higher. As long as you don't hurt your partner. Partner's on bottom, you can be breathing out when they jump. If you want to get good at jiu-jitsu, you also have to learn to get good at being squished. So make sure you're exhaling, breathing out. Keep going, hop higher. Make sure your head switches sides so that your shoulder can put a lot of weight in the belly and in the hips when you're switching. And you'd be surprised, how little people know to close their guard. So when you take somebody down in a real situation and they don't have much training, a lot of times getting around their legs is as easy as hopping. But you just have to know how to hop and keep some weight on somebody. All right, if you haven't completed 10 reps, go ahead and pause the video. Make sure both have completed 10 reps. We're going to do the same drill. My partner is going to be on her elbows, okay? My guard is going to be open. My feet are going to be on the floor. Her head is going to be down, ready to hop to one side. So she's over here, looking this way. She's going to hop this way. Now, drill for me. As she hops, I'm going to put my hands on her shoulder, on top of her shoulder. Go back a half step. So I can prepare myself before this happens. I want both of my hands over here. It doesn't have to be actually on the shoulder. I just like to make sure my forearms are on top of my partner's shoulder. I may put my hands there if my arms were short enough, but for me, they feel a little bit crowded, so I kind of put my elbows over, almost like I'm making a safety net. So I just kind of put my arms in front of her shoulder. Here's her shoulder. To me, here's the front, the side closest to the head. So I'm going to put my arms in front of there. So not on top to where she can squeak under and get my head, but in front. So when she hops, her arm is kind of blocked for a second. It's blocked down here. And I'm pressing down. I'm kind of holding her down to me a little bit. My hands are cupping on her back. So go ahead and try to control my head. It's difficult now for her to slide directly to my head. And as long as she can't get my head, I can move my hips, utilizing the hip escape drill that we worked. So she continues to reach for my head. The leg closest to her, I make dead. My other leg is going to cause me to plant, stretch my chest, push my chest down, and slide my knee back in front between my partner and I. Okay? Now, her head is going to go down. She's looking to the other side, so that means I'm going to block this shoulder. I can just keep my hands by my head until she jumps, but when she jumps, I need to block, okay? Plant, move my hips up onto my side. That gives me space to slide my long legs in here and back into a position where she's between my legs, okay? So we're really working, putting our partner back inside her legs. Here comes the head down again, heads down, block. Go ahead and reach for my head. Your partner can try to reach for your head a little bit. The harder they reach for your head, it actually makes it easier for you to move because her body lifts up a little bit when she reaches for my head. That shoulder's not in my gut anymore. If she was keeping reaching down, see, you can hear that there's a shoulder in my gut. But when she goes to make that move for my head, that's the best time to move your hips, okay? Here we go again. We're gonna do about 10 reps. She jumps, boom, block, move, get your guard back. From there, it's a much easier position to protect myself. Guard open, block, move your hips, guard back. Now, a big mistake I see people make, especially beginners, like if you're on bottom, move off the person on top. Don't go early, okay? So when they go to hop, don't block until you feel that shoulder really anchor into your gut. Boom, I can block now, okay? Now, don't move your hips until you feel your partner reach, because if she's hugging onto my legs and I try to move my hips, it's gonna just stick me to the floor. It's be a wasted effort. Just hold them here. There's other things I can do, but for right now, I'm just gonna block. When she goes to make that reach, now I move, boom, and I get it back. Pause the video and go ahead and continue to get let's do about 15 reps on each side, all right? Let's spin the final exercise. We can do this one as long as we want on top and bottom. I do recommend you go for at least 2 minutes. If you want to do more, that's your choice, great. I recommend more. But 2 minutes at least, and you'll feel a lot of improvements in this drill. All right, now, my job. My partner's job, I can't keep my legs closed. I have to keep my feet on the floor as long as my partner is in between my legs, okay? Now we can combine this with some of the knee drills later, but for right now, my feet are gonna be on the floor, okay? My partner is gonna be hunkered down over my hips. They're gonna be in the position we just did. This is a tackling position. She just tackled me. This is where we land, okay? And her chest is down, so I can't get my knee in front of her. Okay, we know what to do from here. Hands by your head, because you don't want to catch a big punch, or there's some things we can do from here, but hands are by our head. My partner is going to hop around my legs. My job is to get her back in the guard. If I get her back in the guard, great. Okay, that's a win for me, and we'll start over. If my partner gets side control, if they get a hold of my head, go ahead. She gets around my legs and gets a hold of my head, boom, in any sort of way, she wins, okay? Now, she may also get a hold of my head with this other hand, okay? And if that happens too, she wins. Don't let her get a hold of that head. Your head should be in position. Go ahead and get control of my head with that other hand. To slip out like an underhook. You're going to try to slip and put your partner between your legs before that kind of happens, all right? We're going to stay on our backs. We're not going to move towards our partner's back. But we're going to make this real live. I have to keep my feet on the floor when we're here. I'm just going to be using my hands and my hips from this position. She's going to try to get side mount. I'm going to try to put her back in the guard. And if I get her back in the guard, we reset. If she wins, reset. If I win, reset. Ready? High five your partner. Go. Can feel her going to this side, so I'm blocking. Resetting. Feel her going to this side now, blocking. The longer you can wait, the better training for you. See, I'm blocking, here comes that arm. I'm using my forearms to block. I'm stretching away from my block. I don't want to be close to it. I want to stretch away. She has to keep her body on me. If her body leaves me, then I can just easily get my legs back inside. So when she goes to make this reach, hop around. When she goes to make this reach, if she raises her chest up like this, there's a lot of space here, so I can just move. She's not pinning me anymore. She needs that shoulder down, and she needs to be able to slide her weight up, to get the win. Let's go hard. Come on. You can be crafty. Blocking that arm. Blocking that arm. Nice. All right, I want you guys to go ahead and pause the video and complete that again for 2 minutes at the minimum. And then give your partner a high five. You guys did awesome. We trained together well. We're not hurting. We got moving, we got breathing, we got stretched out. You guys are doing a great job. Until next time, keep up the good work, keep training. Miss all you guys, all my students. I'll be seeing you next week back on